So thank you very much, Gareth. It's really nice to be here today. As Gareth said, that's me on a Thursday, normally, eating ice cream. Because I dabble, as Shorty said to me earlier, you only dabble in emergency medicine. I do 1 day a week. But I've had a career in emergency medicine of 25 years. And I remember doing hands-on CPR in an ED almost every day, okay? Every day, okay? And throughout my career in emergency medicine, I've seen a huge shift in that statistic, to the point where most Thursdays when I'm there, I never see someone being brought in cardiac arrest. That's a huge change in the 25 years of my career so far. But it's not that it's not happening. It's not that it's not going on. And I have this privileged situation that on a Thursday I get to play and do what I was trained to do, and the rest of the week I do this pretty much. I dabble with policy. Kylie's about here somewhere who knows that I dabble with policy, and I pretend to know what I'm doing in Scottish Government, okay? But my job is really to push things forward, to try and strive for better, and to push strategy forward. And so I get the double layer view. I get the view from the front line, and I get the view from the lofty extent of the government, overseeing the whole of the population of Scotland and how we can improve the health for the whole population of Scotland. Be that through the health service, be that through the third sector partners that we work with, be that through strategies being put into practice, such as the out-of-hospital cardiac arrest strategy that we've been doing for the past 10 years or so. That's a big number. I don't see that number in my ED when I'm there, though. 25 years ago, I did, because most cardiac arrests were conveyed to hospital. And as I was reminiscing earlier with some colleagues, unfortunately back then, we were probably conveying, let's be honest, corpses to hospital, unfortunately. But now, I'm more likely to see someone from that statistic with a pulse and with an opportunity for me to be able to support them back to full and healthy life in many cases. Or they don't even come to me in emergency departments because they skirt round the edge and go off to a cath lab and get primary coronary angioplasty for their heart attack that's caused a VF arrest. It's changes like that over the years that are being built upon by Save a Life for Scotland's activity, by that early bystander CPR, by that early deployment of defibrillators, by the dual responses by the paramedics when they arrive. It's not just one team that's pitching up, it's multiple teams pitching up. And then future innovations may see us actually taking intensive care out into the community and supporting people earlier in their journey and improving survival further. That's the glimpse of the future that I get to see, because I get that privileged opportunity to think about where do we need to go next, and where should government be pushing, where should government be supporting. And we've had a fantastic record in Scotland of the Scottish Government actually being part of it right from the start. We were one of the partners in Save a Life for Scotland. We provided funding for Save a Life for Scotland in the early days, and we still continue to support them. And as Gareth rightly said, I have the privilege of chairing that reference group that brings those partners together, and we've already started discussing what next. And that's my challenge to you. What next? Where do we want to be? Where do we need to go? Last year, we heard about PADMAP. This year, it's real. That's innovation into practice. My daughter, who's 17 and doing her hires, wrote an essay for her English, a discursive essay for her English about PADMAP. because she said, how do we know where to put defibrillators? Now, she wrote that essay not knowing about PADMAP coming, and the day that she submitted it, in fact, on her 17th birthday, was the same day that PADMAP was launched, 25th of March this year. And she couldn't believe that something that she was doing at school and suggesting was needed was actually there. And I couldn't tell her because it was a secret that it was coming. She's now going off to get her school to do more on CPR. She's a crazy girl, wants to be a doctor for some reason, I don't know why. But it's innovations like this. It's innovations that seem really simple, or seem really small, or really niche, that I'm really keen to support, to take forward. Because an idea like that of knowing where we should put something and translating that into a service that allows people to know where they should put a defibrillator makes a difference to many more people than just, I've got $2,500 in my pocket and I'm going to buy a defibrillator and stick it in the front of my house. Strategy is key. Partnership is key. Collaboration is key. And innovation is key. I'll go back one, because I forgot that was my last slide. My call to you, as Gareth said, is that number's still too big. Strategy just now in Scotland is starting to look upstream. We're starting to look at how we prevent more ill health. How we support people to live healthier lives is the tagline from the Scottish Government policy. I can say that today because it's Thursday and I work for Lanarkshire, so I can be a little bit more flippant today. But we need to actually start to do two things here. We need to think about how we prevent cardiac arrest by making people healthier, by treating disease earlier, by recognising the risk factors earlier. But we also need to be able to respond better to it in a better fashion. Okay? So we need more of what you do every day. And it sounds horrible, me standing here asking you for more because you give so much already. But we need you to do more. And I know you can do more. And through that partnership, through embracing innovation, through collaborating together, and I was just speaking to someone from Wales who is really, really grateful for the collaboration between Scotland and Wales already, and that sharing of how to work, that sharing of how they do things is fantastic. We will do more. I know it. And it's not just because I'm going to be kicking people to do more. I know you will do more because we know we need to do more. So thank you very much. I hope you have a fantastic day. It's been such a privilege to be here last year to watch the event and this year to be part of the event. And all the best, and please, 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 keep doing what you're doing. It is so appreciated by the whole population of Scotland, not just me and my daughter. Thank you.